All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Monday night. Here we are. We're back in the studio for season 2 of SimRace SA's 2021 season. My name's Alan Patterson, and I'm joined in the booth by my buddy Sus. How are you, Sus?
I'm doing fine, thanks yourself, Alan.
Yep.
As everybody can see, I'm now nice and streamlined and ready for this new season to kick off.
100%, man. You look so smooth and so polished there, buddy. So good for you, man. Okay, we're there we go. We've just hit a official 10-minute quali, and they're piling out of the pits. So without further ado, we're gonna go straight onto the live screens. Welcome to everybody on the YouTube channel. I can see there's a whole pile of discussions been happening there already. So, Sash, you can maybe go through all of that while I just get everything going on this side.
Yes, so everybody's been busy chatting. Hello there, Rob Walker, Wesley Ferrant. I'm going to butcher this name maybe a bit. Ixon, Dirk Brandt. Let me scroll down a bit more. I think Brandon was there, Mr. Jason Holden Jones. Willem Stein, he's been very excited for this season to kick off. And then Matthew Boy, Carl Steeg, and Mr. Ryan Hill as well. Oh, and Endrin Govender and Henlu Kroos. And there's Atlas there as well, shouting for Philip. So hello everybody, welcome at tonight's first stream of the 2021.2 season.
And look at them. Look at how fantastic the Super Touring cars look. Oh, it's great to see these cars again. And yeah, listen, we've had a lot of gears turning around at SimRace SA for the past, I'd say, at least 2 months that Ryan's been working on this whole process. But it's all in place. We're running on simracing.gp hosting servers. I believe that's now in Cape Town in South Africa. So we've got ping rates that are naught, literally. And I'm streaming at an extremely high stream rate here, so you should be able to watch this in 1080. It should look crystal clear.
Yes. Everything, all of it is now falling in place. We had some issues with, I remember the 3 hour of Suzuka. Cars were rubber banding a bit here and there, but ever since then they announced that they have South African servers available for us, and all of our testing has proven it looks beautiful.
It does. It looks fantastic. So we're sorted here. Everything looks perfect. Before we get into the official times, we're going to go through the usual stuff. Where are we? We're at Brands.
It's the hatch made of brands.
Yep, there we go. So got the map up quickly. You guys all know, or for new visitors, we're racing the GP track, the full red version, as you can see on the screen, with the long back end going down to Hawthorne Bend, Westfield Bend, Dingledale, Sheens, etc., and then Clearways and Clark Curve, very tricky corner onto the start-finish line. Weather, we're 10 a.m. in the morning, fresh, early, cool morning race here at Brands Hatch. Road temperature only 17 degrees, ambient of 19 degrees, and a little wind, but not enough to cause drama. But it is very overcast, not sunny, as you can see. So we should have some good racing and some cool weather.
It's a good day by British standards, I think.
Oh yes, definitely. Listen. Yeah, my missus has said to me, as soon as the rain stops, it could be 1 degree, but if there's no rain, people are out in their garden and they're going, oh, it's a lovely day. So there we go. HLQ times, quickly. I'll just put that up on the screen. Just for reference, we can see Ross Bartle, who's currently the quickest on the left, a 128.0, and his HLQ time was a 128.1. So very close to the HLQs. Couple of drivers are thinking we're going to actually see 27s this evening, so let's wait and see with this temperature and the track conditions if we do get that low. Lastly, with just under 6 minutes to go, we'll fly through a quick lap with Nick. He's done the usual for us. I'm going to switch that on quickly if you're okay with that, and we'll come back to quali shortly, sir.
Alright, good evening everybody and welcome to our first qualifying style lap for the Sim Race SA 2021.2 TC series this year. Of course, we are in 90s Super Touring. We're starting at Branch Hatch and we're in the Volvo S40. We go flying across the Brabant Straight, across the start finish line, braking hard and just edging the car down through Paddock Hill Bend up towards Halewoods Hill. You don't want to get the car too sideways, otherwise that will lose you an awful lot of time. Keep it very tight through Druids. See how I don't even use all the track there. It'll help you get a better drive out and better lined up for Graham Hill Bend, where you've got to try and carry a lot of speed and get on the power early. Very difficult thing to do, but as we go down the Cooper Straight, we're looking for our left-hand braking point at Surtees. Again, here you want to brake a little bit early and scrub off speed as you go through the corner, but make sure not to get the car out sideways. You will lose a bunch of time. And as we go up and over Hawthorne Hill, down looking towards our right hand, one of the fastest corners on the track, through Hawthorne's Bend, down to fourth gear. Sometimes feel like you should be fifth, but no, definitely fourth. Get a good drive out, and then here absolutely ride Westfield Bend as much as you possibly can and use that diff of the front wheel drive car to get you to pull you out. In fact, as we go through Dingle Dell, up and over and then down looking for Stirling's Bend, one of the most difficult corners, I must be honest, in the Volvo to get it absolutely hooked up. You want to turn in a little bit early and get on the power early, and it'll kind of understeer drag you out and clear ways. Here we go, managing the car up and over the hill. I could have been a little bit tighter, would have helped keep the track shorter than what it is, but as we go over the Brabant Straight and we look at a 128.120. Alright, good evening everybody and welcome.
Alrighty, there we go. So that's a fast lap around Brands Hatch in the Super Touring cars. Sash, you've got some important information for us here?
Yes, I'm going to quickly run through the format for our SimTC Championship this year. We've decided to spice things up a bit. There are some limitations with the Sim Racing GP platform, which has made us choose to run two races of differing lengths tonight. So we're starting out with a 20-minute 20-minute sprint race, and then the servers will shut down and we'll spin up there will be a new server spun up with a 40-minute feature race. There's qualifying for both, and there's some other news as well. We're not doing hot club qualifiers for every single round this season. We're doing podium promotions and demotions. So the top three from Div 2 will be promoted to Div 1, and the bottom three from Div 1 tonight in the feature race, they will unfortunately be demoted. So we're trying to throw everybody a bit of a curveball. We're working around some limitations here, but I'm excited for the format. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with the differing race lengths. I'm sure there's going to be some interesting strategies coming about tonight. There might be cars that shine in the sprint race, and there will be cars that will shine during the feature race itself.
Yeah, definitely. Having followed what was being said in the Discord channels, guys were talking about the tires lasting different lengths between the 20-minute and the full feature 40-minute race. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the longer period, as we see Wesley Ferrand going around in one of the Volvos with his indicators on, or his hazards. Don't know if he knows about that, but anyway.
He's clearly trying to show everybody something.
Some interesting liveries out here tonight.
Just spotted in chat Stanley saying my mic is a bit loud. I'm turning it down. Alan, is it any better at the moment?
Yeah, that was the clipping. I kind of heard you just now.
Okay.
I've turned you down a little bit now, so you should be a little bit better.
Okay, so if I get too excited, let's hope I don't clip all over the place.
Okay, good. We'll try and control that. There we go. Look, there's a whole bunch of these cars. Yeah, we can see three of them. So we're watching Waldo Swiggers, and behind him there's a bunch of them. Wimpy de Beer, so these must be... okay, not Francois Erasmus, but that must be the new OC Breweries cars, I believe. And James Leach. So still Ross Bartle, and really a 127.941. So we are seeing the 27s tonight, ladies and gents.
As you said, we're expecting to see 27s tonight. I'm curious to see if Nick can break through there. I'm sure he can. I don't know him to be a sandbagger, but I'm excited to see them push. He and Ross can really push one another hard to get to some really quick times.
Yeah. All right, thanks for the feedback on the mic, Stanley. I have turned him down a little bit, and hopefully, or maybe sound a little bit better. I'm super excited, really. I'm just watching Nick going around in the Volvo, and the point blank Grumpy Monkey cars look amazing out there. We're in overtime, so quali's done at the moment. We have Ross Bartwell in pole with Nick next to him on the front row of the grid, and Mr. Shoal Wilkin in second place right there. I have to give some coverage to this car. Let me just find the driver. Here we go. Oh, gosh, that looks good. Marco Grassa in the Gunston BMW. Sess, are you still with me?
I'm still with you.
Okay.
I'm just realizing Windows is messing me about with volume levels, and I think that's why things are sounding distorted on your side.
Okay. Have you done something, or are you busy doing it?
I'm busy checking now. Yes, it is indeed Windows. Let me just double check something quickly.
Okay.
I'll let you know as soon as I've made my adjustments.
All right, you do that. While you're doing that, I'm trying to find people on a hot lap. Rainier Leach was literally in his bubble. He's just dropped below, but let's see as he goes over the start-finish line.
I'm going to be a bit softer now.
No, that sounds much better. So I'll pick you up from here now.
Cool. I don't know. Sometimes I disconnect my microphone and I reconnect it, and Windows throws away my level settings there.
Yeah, there we go. Ryan, let me give us some feedback there. Jason, etc. I think that should sound better there. Right. We are done with qualifying. So point blank, front row of the grid.
It's a front row lockout. Nick just not managing to get into the 127s there.
No, he got close. He did get close. Right, so we're in overtime. Are we waiting for a driver, or is everyone in?
I think it's... Oh, there's a few... there might be a few seconds of race prep. Get everybody's nerves settled. Alan, if you want, I think we can go over into a quick ad break.
I shall do that. Stand by, people. Right, we're back with you. Unfortunately, I can't show you the cars properly. Cockpit cameras. Let me get out the cars.
Seeing someone getting excited for Rob there, so we've got about 15 seconds to go before the lights should go out about. First lights are going to start coming on now. Yes.
Right, here we go.
3, 4, 5, 6. Hear those Volvos scream at us. Drop the clutch and the way they go.
It's the start of season 2021.2 and we're away. Oh, the cars look awesome. Congrats, everybody. Oh, that Volvo's sideways. Oh, and someone's in the sand there.
They're just managing. I think that was Nick. He didn't get a great start. Now he's now down into 8th position.
This is Shoal Wilkin, who's just got into 2nd. He is up next to Brett Crocump. I'm going to drop back one car because Ross is going, but this is what's happening on the... This is, for 2nd place. Brett Crocump again up the inside of Shoal Wilkin. So it's Volvo's 1, 2, and 3 at the moment. And Shoal Wilkin comes out ahead.
I think we're running with a bit of a sea of Volvos tonight.
I agree, but there is a big blue BMW back there, and that's Philip Minnaar, and he's pushing hard. He's right behind Brett Krokamp, so they look awesome. Look at that. Great looking field of cars.
Philip was one of the few who said he was more comfortable in the BMW, so I'm not quite surprised by that.
Philip in the fabulous Flying Gypsies. Oh dear, and we've just had an OC car at the back there hit the barriers. Could have been Wimpy de Beer somewhere back there in about 8th or 10th. Philip Minnaar chasing hard on the back of James Leach, in fact. And here we go, everyone coming over the start-finish line for lap number 1, and it's a good first lap. Nick Hodgson down in 6th place, and Nick did get caught out in the sand as he came through Paddock Hill Bend on the start. We're going to be witness to him trying to drive back through the field, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's going to be trying to keep his head down. He's got Philip right in front of him, and I'm sure that Philip is not going to make that overtake.
Not at all. Agreed. He's certainly not going to give it to him. And look who's behind Nick. It's Waldo Swiggers. So Waldo doing awesomely well, also in one of the new liveried Volvos. Behind Waldo Swiggers, it's Peter Geldenhuys, the boss man of the Sim Race crew.
They've been renamed. I need to quickly go and fetch
so we have some developments here.
Give me a moment.
Yes, you do that. No problem. Further back in 9th place, he has Corné Briet, also for the fabulous Flying Gypsies. Corné Briet teaming up with Philip Minnaar. And these BMWs sounding absolutely fantastic.
Yes, they're now the Sim Race Africa crew. So this was a merge of the Sim Race Africa and the Sim Racing crew.
Awesome.
They melded the two teams there together.
There we go. Sim Race Africa crew.
Yes.
Here we have one of those, I think this is their new livery that Peter Krobler's driving around in. Certainly grabs your attention, that's for sure. Peter Krobler down in 13th place. Okay, we're going back up to Nick. Nick is here. He's arrived on the back of Philip Minnaar, so let's see what happens here. Some very close racing all the way through the field, actually.
I mean, we were hoping to see a lot of close racing with this car selection. It's a bit of a field of Volvo, so it's definitely going to mean all of the cars are running quite close together tonight. But there's maybe a bit of a question as to what's going to happen in our feature race still. I'm still not sure what to expect there.
Look at this, look at this, look at this.
Almost a train trying to get past Philip there.
And Nick does go around the outside of the BMW.
Waldo as well.
And Waldo, so Philip Minnaar's dropped 2 positions there. The Volvo is clearly showing some good pace here. Nick, Sus. I was witness to the real Super Touring cars in the 1990s here in South Africa, and I tell you what, if you close your eyes, they sound exactly what the original cars sounded like.
Then I am sure that the modder must feel proud of his creation. That's the top compliment that you can give a modder.
Exactly. They've nailed this. Charles Wilkin will agree with me. Anybody else that was old enough to have watched them, he'll agree with me. So Peter Geldenhuys unfortunately running wide onto the start-finish line straight, and he has dropped down to 13th place. So we are 5 minutes in of this 20-minute race, and Ross Bartle is out by 1.8 seconds from Charles Wilkin, who's in a healthy 2nd place. Brett Krokamp also healthy 3rd place in the Point Blank Volvo. James Leach doing well from OC Breweries in 4th place, and these 4 are up and running. Nick Hodgson, however, has managed to come up into 5th place, and he is now busy trying to track down the back of James Leach.
Hunting. So something I'm going to quickly mention.
Yes,
I think this is this first TC series where tire choice has an impact.
Okay.
Across the field, I can see Charles Wilkin, James Leach, Sean Hards, Valerio Antonucci, Francois Erasmus, and Robert Walker on soft tires. with the rest of the field relatively okay. There's a few more hard tire drivers. So Philip Minnar, Corné Breed, Sean Bingham, and Marco Grassa, as well as Craig Hunter, running on hards. The rest of the field is all running on mediums. I do remember one of my teammates saying he was quite surprised at how long he could still make the softs run.
Yes.
He got about 15 minutes into a session, into a stint, and still felt relatively comfortable on the tires. But on this sprint race, we might not quite see that difference come into play. I'm expecting it in the feature race to show up, but it's already showing. I think it's working for Charles Wilkin. He's making those soft tires work for him. But I'm hoping for his part that it's not going to fall off closer to the end of the race.
Good thing. I didn't think about the tires at all, so thanks for bringing that to our attention. I've dropped focus down to 11th, 12th. We've got Sean Hards with Peter Krobler and Peter Geldenhuis. This is the first Nissan that's on the track at the moment, Peter Krobler, for the Sim Race Africa crew. Oh, there's...
That's Corné Breed.
It's Corné Breed in the BMW. Oh dear. Okay, well hopefully he's going to get going. I've got a new name here that I want to bring to everyone's attention. Mr. Warren Oates in 14th place. He is new to Sim Race South Africa, is he not?
I believe so, yes.
So a newcomer and straight into Div1. Man's got some skills.
And clearly he's already running in the middle of the pack.
Exactly.
As I said, there's a bit more on the line tonight. If you finish in the bottom 3 in that feature race, you're unfortunately going to face a demotion. But I think it makes the season a bit more exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
And it encourages people to at least try and finish the race if they're caught up in an incident. Because if someone else is caught up in an incident, you don't want to be the one that could have still made it in, just because you decided it's the end of your race. That's
true. Gosh, I do like the sound of the BMs. Poor old Corné Breed, all the way back down to 18th here. We're just watching Antonucci in the legendary Jagermeister cars. Also one of my favorite racing liveries. And then Craig Hunter. I forgot the Volvos I'm sure they have a 5-cylinder in them, don't they?
I'm probably not the correct person to ask about this. I am a bad petrol head in that I'm only really interested in cars in the virtual world.
Well, good. No, I think so. Ooh, Francois Erasmus. He's also a new chap up into Div1, down in 21st place and doing very well. Caught a big slide there and managing to continue. And Rob Walker right in 22nd place, the second Nissan that I've seen on the track. With that very panelled livery colour scheme that he's got going. So there we go. Right, halfway through the race, back up to the front, and Charles Wilkin still within 2 seconds of Ross Bartels. So Charles getting very comfortable in the Volvo, hanging on to the back of Ross Bartel, albeit by 2 seconds.
It's difficult to comfortably build a gap in these cars. I think a lot of people were complaining about snap oversteer liftoff oversteer. I took the car out for a spin last night with one of my teammates, and I found it felt like I had to keep that throttle planted while I'm braking just to keep control over the car.
Got you. Yeah, Colsty confirming on YouTube they were the 5-cylinder motors. I do remember them, and you can hear they sound a little bit higher pitched. It's got more of a scream to it than the 4-cylinder BMW motor. Nick has
Sean Hards falling back to 15th position. I think he had a bit of a spin.
No, it's Oates. He's had a problem.
Oates.
But I'm watching Hodgson, Nick, as he's arrived onto the back of James Leach. So Nick's eaten out the best part of a 5-second gap, and he is here with just under 10 minutes to go. So as expected, driving back up through the field from his bad start.
Keeping it nice and tidy there. Was that the last corner is Druids, if I remember correctly?
Oh no, this is Druids. The hairpin's Druids.
Oh yes, the hairpin.
Yeah, no, the last corner's isn't it Graham
This
Hill Bend or something
Clark
like that?
curve.
No,
Clark
this
curve.
is great. Yeah,
This is
there
me
we go.
trying to sound educated and just completely missing the mark.
It's not our favorite track. Henla Kroos, welcome to the YouTube. We haven't seen or heard from you for a while, but good to see you. Ikshan asking how many laps there are. So the first heat, this is a sprint race. There are it's 20 minutes. We don't know how many laps. Only the drivers will know. And then the second heat is a 40-minute race.
I believe the correct terminology is 20 minutes plus 1 lap. So
Okay.
whichever lap the lead driver finds themselves on, they get to finish that once the clock runs out.
Nick looking, he's starting to move out of the slipstream of James Leach and trying to James certainly knows he's there. Let me put it to you that way.
Yeah, I did see James running slightly wide, so he's maybe struggling a bit under the pressure there, and it's letting Nick just eke out that tiny bit of a gap and being able to lay down more and more pressure.
Got you. Awesome news, Henlo. Okay, so that's where you've been. He's got himself a new wheel.
So this season we're bound to see Henlu back on the circuit. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Wicked, man. Good to hear.
I was just going to call out Wesley Ferrant and Marco Grassa swapping positions there in 16th and 17th position, but they're still almost side by side with Cornet Briet right behind them.
Ooh, look at this.
Looking for that gap.
Ooh, that Volvo under braking, and now the BM tries to cut on the inside, as does the other BM. Ooh, hard on the brakes, boys. Gee.
So it's amazing to see people running wheel to wheel like this.
Yeah. Good clean racing. Wesley Ferrand certainly got some attention right behind him. Corne Briet and Marco Grassa, and further back Valerio Antonucci. So 3 BMWs hunting this lone Volvo.
I am seeing a bit of like scratching on the side of Wesley's car there.
Yes, me
Maybe
too.
some rubbing is racing here and there.
No, sure. A little bit of fender rubbing. It's touring cars, man.
Yes, so to answer your question, Exxon, their collisions are on. I do think we're not running 100% damage. 100% damage in AC is a little silly sometimes. But yeah, you can still get some horrible suspension damage in these races and have to deal with all of that jazz. But these cars aren't as sensitive to some rubbing as racing as, say, the GT3 cars are.
We're back with Nick, and they're running very wide through that corner, I must say. James doing well to hold Nick back. And I'll tell you what, I'm not in the car with Nick, but he's not hanging around either. So Nick is probably going as fast as he can.
And interestingly, James is on the soft tire here, so
Yes.
it's maybe a good indication of how capable the soft tires are compared to the medium tires over a stint of about 20 minutes.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, they sound fantastic. Awesome first heat, I must say. Very good, very clean racing. Everyone's pretty much still on the same lap. There's no serious problems where people are already being lapped, etc., etc.
Our biggest gap is about 25 seconds from what I can see.
Yeah,
So
20th place. Right, Hellwoods Hill. Nick trying to work out how to get this pass done on James Leach. And James Leach has certainly come up to the fore throughout season 1. Him and his brother Rainier, they've been there or thereabouts in all the classes, the roofed racing, the
tin tops.
tin tops. And as a team, they certainly have become very strong. How many are in this race here? I think I counted 4 or 5 because... Yeah, so we've got Waldo Swiggers, James Leach, Wimpy de Beer, Renier Leach, and James Leach Sr.
That's 4 right now.
That's 5.
5.
I'm sure there's another one. So,
I mean, that's some good representation in Div1,
very much
eh?
so. Very much so. I mean, solid for a team. It's just your timing screen will show James Leach in 12th place. That's Dad, James Leach Sr.
Quickly hunting in 14th position. Sean Hards is very close to Sean Bingham there. Not quite as close as Nick to James Leach. But looking at that, so Sean is on the soft tire with Sean Bingham. Hards is on the soft tire and Bingham is on the medium tire. And I can't say that I'm seeing that soft tire giving up yet for Sean Hards.
No, definitely not. I tell you, here we go. Nick's throwing it. He's doing a send. He's finally found a hole, and James Leach went out to the side, and Nick sent it up the inside. And they're onto the long back straight here, and they're side by side. So this for 4th place. James manages to slam the door closed on Nick.
I'm sure he is. Oh, he runs
run
wide.
too deep there.
That's not how you defend that. Unfortunate. And that's what I've seen from Nick. Cool, calm, and collected. He just makes sure that he keeps it consistent behind someone. Let them make the mistake.
Definitely. But knowing James, he's probably going to say that was a SAS commentator's curse.
I mean, what can I say? I'll claim that one, but it's ultimately it's up to him to make the best of his situation.
Just watching Wesley Ferrand going past Corne Brett for 15th and 16th. Oh, they're far too quick through here. Wow. They're back to... Sorry, I changed the camera. They just looked like they were going far too quick through there. Oh, Corne Brett sideways in the BM. That is now... Oh, careful. Oh, he just hammered the back end into the barriers as well.
He does have a decent amount of time to work with to 20th position, so he can just get the car going. There's 1 minute and 30 seconds left.
All right, he's going.
Ross Bartle, he is going through Hawthorne Hill. I think there might be one more lap in this.
Agreed.
In this race.
So Ross from the line all the way through. He's picked up where he left off in season 1. As we follow him as he goes through Westerfield Bend. Through Dingledale now. Oh, the cars sound fantastic. I know I keep on hopping on about it, but they really do.
It's all about riding that nostalgia train, Alan.
It is. I'm sorry. I'm loving it. I don't even race the series, but I'm really enjoying watching it and certainly streaming it and commentating. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Ross over the line, so he's got one more lap from here. Joel Wilkin over for 2nd. And Brett Crocump over for 3rd with Nick Hodgson in 4th. Oh, James Leach has gone all the way down to 14th. No, he hasn't. That's James Leach Sr. I beg your pardon. Nick Hodgson in 4th. James Leach Sr. Here he goes through Druids. Gotta love the OC Breweries liveries. Awesome.
Always great seeing them.
Yeah, it's a retro character from the 60s, 70s hot rods and motorbikes. Cars look grand. Waldo Swiggers in 6th place with Philip Minnar right behind him in the BMW. So Philip hanging on and doing well for the BMW fans. Right, back to the leader. So here comes Ross through Sterling for the last time in this race. He's driven a very clean race. Obviously, very comfortable in the car.
Through Clark curve, just maybe hinting that he's running too wide, but no, he keeps it clean and makes a good run to the end there.
Charles Wilkin, second.
Well-deserved drive there for Charles Wilkin. Brett Crocump and Nick Hodgson very close to one another there at the end. I think if Nick had a few more laps in hand there, he might have been able to take the battle to Brett as well.
Yep. James Leach, good 5th place. Weldon 6th.
With Philip and Renier Leach following close by.
Super close race in there. Well done, and well done to Philip. Philip coming in 7th place for the BMWs. He must have had a moment somewhere to let Waldo go through.
I think he just lost out. All of the cars are a bit tail happy, but with the BMWs being rear wheel drive, their handling is slightly different.
Got you. Sean Bingham over the line, and the rest of the guys come through. Warren Oates did very well, and he's coming over for, I think, drivers disconnecting, 16th.
I've lost track, but yeah, according to our timing sheet, so he's 16th. Corne Briet is coming.
Oh, Corne Briet and Valeria Antonucci almost next to each other.
Right to the end there.
Sure. Right. People, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a fast ad break and go and get on to the next server. So hang on for us here. Right, we're almost back with you. Just getting onto the new server. So bear with us here.
Yeah, I think there's about 20 seconds left of this practice session. Then we'll take over to the next, what's it called? The next qualifying session, which is a 10-minute session. Oh, that's why the first qualifying session felt so quick. It was also 5 minutes shorter than we usually did.
Ah. Alrighty, and there we go. Ad break, server changeover, all worked smoothly. Waiting for the drivers to pile out the pits. So, update here. This is now the second. This is the 40-minute race, but they're going to get a qualifying, right?
Yes. So we don't do reverse grids anymore. They have to go and do a new qualifying session, and this qualifying session will set the starting order for the race. But because it's a 40-minute race, tires are maybe going to start falling off. People have to consider pitting. There'd been a lot of speculation about what strategy will be used. I'll share some numbers later. From what I've heard, the murmurs are I don't want to give things away too quickly right now.
Okay, they're on, I believe it's a 5 or 6 minute interval in between the two sessions, correct?
I don't think it's a 5 or 6 minute interval. It wasn't that long previously, right? So their qualifying starts right now.
There we go.
Cars piling out of the pits there. Oh, those point blank liveries are looking really nice to me.
Cars look amazing. I think that's Charles Wilkin that's got the jump. So yep, Charles Wilkin's jumped them all for for the second qualifying. So he's first out on the track, closely followed there by Ross and Nick. And then I think that's James Leach. So we'll follow Scholl as he goes around. He'll be the first to put in an official time. Hey Cole, thanks buddy. And Bjorn Buchner's there. Dirk Brunt, how's it? Brandon. And Sage Hardiman. So there we go. We are into a 10-minute qualifying now for the 40-minute main race this evening. Oh, look at Nick in the background, licking it and sending it. Manages to catch it, and here we go. And Nick's off again. Let me just drop back to his car. Nick's. Oh, and what did I just see there? Oh, nothing. I thought I saw. Yeah, Nick has dropped back.
Maybe he had a bit of a moment.
He did.
I don't think having clear air is the most important thing in the requirements in these cars. It's more about making sure that you're not going to be impeded by the driver in front.
Yeah, I got you.
Qualifying is always a bit frantic. You're trying to go and get a good clean lap in, and there's always the worry that if you make a mistake, you're maybe going to hold up someone behind you.
You know what? It would be good. I'd love to chat to Scholl at some point after a few races, just to get his feedback on what this feels like. Scholl used to race the Minolta Toyota way back when in the day. Obviously, these we didn't see Volvos in the country, but he was part of the Super Touring Car Brigade, and it would be great to hear his feedback on how similar that feels, and if he can remember in comparison to his real touring car. If it's
I was just going to comment on this. Me being a young'un who I didn't have proper knowledge of what the hell was going on around me back then.
Yes.
I knew that there were murmurs of Scholl having had real life racing experience. So it's exciting seeing someone having the experience with this period of car. Or close to the period. Was he from 96 to 97?
Yeah.
So it's always fun to see these real life drivers come in, and I'm going to agree with you, Alan. I would like to get him in here. Meaning, all we're saying is, Scholl, please go and win a race for us, man. We want an interview with you.
That's basically what we're saying. So there we go. Nick does the quickest. He goes a 1:29.6, but I saw he was getting a little bit of a tow there behind James Leach. You can see him fourth in this queue. 1:29.6. Scholl Wilken 1:29.6. Ross Bartle 1:29.6. That's how close it is as the rest of the field comes over the line.
Judging by previous qualifying times, this is not quite at their pace level yet. Remembering Ross Bartle did a sub 28.
Yes. That's fine. That was the first lap. They've got to get the tires warmed up and everything.
Yes, that is definitely. I do remember these tires taking slightly more effort to warm up. Quickly looking up and down the field, I can see softs all around except for Pieter Grobler, who's on the medium tire.
Just saw Peter Geldenhuis having a bit of a problem through Druids with the slow car. He's had to abandon this lap. So we've got the best part of 43 people online on the streams. Please, guys, go and click on the little thumbs up. Click on the like button if you enjoy this. Help to support SimRace South Africa. I actually wanted to inform everyone, but it did slip my mind. So just as a fast update, by the way, our new charity that we are sponsoring, the Abba Foundation for adoption of newborn babies. I think it's been running now this is the start of the 3rd week since we turned it on. Yes. And to date, as of today, we have already raised 17,633 Rand and 88 cents in 3 weeks. So congrats, well done to all the drivers and all the teams for your donations in sponsoring this awesome charity, Abba.
I was just going to say, for those of you keen on racing with us still, this is just the start of the season. You can still get in on the action.
Yes, definitely.
Head on over to simracesa.co.za. Find the sign up form. We ask for a minimum donation of 150 rands to Abba. But anything more than that is always more than welcome. We only make up the numbers because people feel the need to give more than give whatever they can afford to give.
Yeah.
It's been great. This is my third full season now with SimRace SA, and it's been a great experience seeing this community pull together and helping those in need.
100%. And besides supporting the charities, we've also the platform is stabilized with the new system that SimRace SA is now running on with simracing.gp. It helps to bring you more robust servers that are cloud-based. They are power backed up, so we shouldn't have any issues with net coding problems, routing issues. Look, we can't guarantee the internet in the country, but we can certainly try and provide the most solid and robust platform, and that's definitely what's happened.
I personally think even with servers for some of the races last season hosted in Dublin, it was already a nice and solid experience, and I'm really excited to see the races unfold, see how close all of the drivers can race next to one another and have a good time doing so.
Yeah. So here's an example of somebody who didn't select the correct car in the second race. And we've got Marco Grasser driving for another team all of a sudden. So, Bjorn, I expect you to have a little word with your driver. That is not your car.
that is speaking of, that is something we're hoping to see soon. We're working around some limitations with the custom liveries by taking some shortcuts here and there, but it does mean that if drivers select the wrong livery for the event, they unfortunately have to do the race in that car. Hopefully Grasser makes a good representative for the SimRace Africa crew there.
I'll tell you what, this could go another way, and Marco could come back and say, geez, the car was terrible in the 40-minute race. It must be the livery or something like that.
I'm sure there will be some form of complaints coming out for it.
Exactly.
Oh, I see Warren Oates jumping up into 13th position after having a really good lap there.
Yeah.
The top Oaks Nick just making it into the high 28s there. James Leach joining him as well. I'm expecting Ross Bartle and Charles Wilkin to be setting a good lap like that soon.
I'm busy just following Philip Minnow in the BMW, and he is halfway around his lap. Currently down in 15th, but he's on a hot lap here, so this should improve. He's currently almost a second up as he's
gaining more still, so he might bump up into thirds, into the top 5 there.
Yeah, agreed. But he's got to get it to the line. Oh, that sounds awesome.
Oh, up 1 minute and 1.5 seconds almost there.
Yeah, Philip he's hauling right now. So this is going to jump him up from a 130 to a 128.8, 128.6, somewhere there. Does really well through Clark Curve. Here we go.
Bjorn reacting there to Grasser. He says, unacceptable behavior from number 38. He's being called into Gunston HQ this week.
I love it.
And Philip bumps into 5th position there for that awesome lap that he just did.
Yeah, it was good stuff, Philip. Well done. Peter Geldener is chilling in 6th place and going quicker, by the way, is 1.5 tenths up.
I wonder if the track is slightly warmer and the guys up front are just not quite squeezing out the same amount of performance that they used to. Grenier Leach is going to end the lap now, bumping him up to 6th position. He improves by 2 tenths.
Yeah, there he goes. Go and jump in your car and see what the dashboard or what the thing says for the track temperature. Oh, guys are just hammering it here. Okay, we're into overtime.
Track temp is around 17 degrees from what I can see. I just have no idea what it was previously.
I think I said I think it was 17 or 19, so I'm not sure. Francois Erasmus here in 14th place, coming round the last corner, and he's half a second up. So this is going to help Francois Erasmus. Goes from 14th up to 7th.
7th. He has a good lap there.
That was a great lap for him. Who else is still out? Wimpy de Beer? Oh, he was up and he ran off the track, so that's bad luck for Wimpy.
Alan, we forgot to back horses. Right. Who are we calling for this last race?
I'm watching Marco Grassa 3 seconds up on his Delta. He's going to say the sim racing crew paint job is fast. Bjorn, you better, buddy. This is quick for Marco, so this is going to help him. 40 lap race with these cars. Yeah, it's going to end up being a point blank car. So just which one is the question.
Ross Bartle sneaking in into pole there right at the end.
Here comes Marco. And Marco goes from 22nd to 21st.
I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah.
Looked like someone disconnected.
I also saw that. I don't know.
Hopefully not. But that's quali.
That's quali done. There we go.
Oh, take a breath.
Right, so who are you choosing, young man?
Wait, who did you say you're choosing?
Probably I'm going to go with Nick Hodgson.
You're picking a point blank car there.
Yes, I have to, I'm afraid.
Ooh. Charles is all the way down into 10th. I really wanted to back him for this race. Unfortunately, I can't do that in good conscience. Let me pick Philip. I think he's the next best BMW there. So
Philip in 6th place, that sounds good. I think I'm actually going to change and I'm going to go to Charles Wilkin just for the entertainment value of watching him drive through the field from 10th place.
Okay.
You've got to question though what's going on here. What why is he that far back in comparison to the rest of the cars? Okay.
I maybe just struggled with having a good lap now. It looked to me like there was slight variance right now in temperature, which threw some of the drivers off.
There's 2 BMWs up here. Corne Breed, Philip Minnow.
Oh, Corne is ahead of Philip.
Exactly.
Should I? I'm choosing Philip. I'm choosing Philip. Nothing
Minnow
against
for the
Corne.
win.
I backed my horse too quickly, and I have to live with it.
Stefan Herbst, I agree with you. They sound exactly how they used to sound. I think I've said that too many times. I'll keep quiet now. Right. We're getting ready. Lights here we go.
Are getting ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flat out.
And they're off.
Ooh, those BMWs getting away very quickly.
Oh.
Philip almost just pushing past there. He's up into 3rd. If he can just keep it clean there next to, I think it's Brett Crocombe.
Oh, he does well. He goes around the outside. He has done well.
He's not going to have the inside line on Druids, though.
James Leach is spoiling that party.
But he is still on the inside line there for the next corner.
Oh, he's done well. Up into 4th place, Philip Minnow. He just went right round and he went past James Leach.
Yeah, those point blank Volvos showing why they're looking so nice and crisp tonight. They've worked together, running
this
in
whole
packs,
field
trying
looks
to get
awesome, man. Jeez, look at them coming down. Oh, they look amazing. And Philip going left and right to break the toe. James up the inside. Philip's going all the way around the outside of Horton's. Oh, and the wash has washed
running
James.
very wide. Unfortunately, I hope he doesn't go across the track. Okay, it does look like everybody manages to get around him.
Yeah, he's with his fold. He's joined the rest of the OC crew. So there are 4 or 5 of them there, as you can see, as they are with the point blank cars. He's just ahead of Sean Bingham. Sean Bingham's also in a point blank car.
Ooh, so Sean also made a bit of an oopsie there, it seems.
No, but Sean Bingham has joined point blank. That's 5 of them, I count. Interesting.
We have some growing pains clearly, but it's exciting seeing these drivers tonight on track.
A lot of changes
so
happening.
Sean Wilkin is up into 6th from his 10th position start. He's doing very well for himself.
Oh, in the background.
That is Francois Erasmus.
Is that Francois Erasmus? It is. He's in the sand
Someone
trap.
else ran very, very wide. That's Sean Bingham. Yes, I think that was Sean Bingham trying to make sure that he misses Erasmus. That puts him down into 16th position. So remembering, this is the race where you have to give all of the beans. If you find yourself in the bottom 3, you'll be relegated down to Div 2 for the next race, which is in 4 weeks' time.
Right. I forgot about that. Right, so here we go. It's point blank, running procession. 1, 2, 3 on the track, as you can see. Cars look absolutely amazing. It's Ross from Nick from Brett. Then Philip Minnar flying the BMW colours strong in 4th place. We're now going to see in a 40... Nick running a little bit wide there, and Brett Crocump now right there. I wonder if there's some team orders here or not. I think they're racing.
Last I chatted to Nick, he said that there does not exist a thing like team orders within point blank racing, as long as they don't take one another out. They will respect one another on track, but they will race hard for that position.
I should have joined that team. Hold my beer.
I'm quickly gonna run through the field in terms of tire choices. So I'm seeing a lot of hards. Renier Leach, Wimpy de Beer, Peter Grobler, Valerio Antonucci, Sean Hards, James Leach on the medium tire, then James Leach, Rob Walker. I think it's only James Leach.
Cornet.
Oh no, Cornet. That's not what you should be doing.
No, you got a little bit of a tank slapper there in collector James Leach.
So 2 cars running on softs and a handful of mediums. The rest are all on hards. I'm curious to see what the pit strategy is going to fall out. To turn out to be.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about this. We don't know about the strategies. What is compulsory and what isn't?
There is no such thing as a compulsory pit stop for this race.
Okay.
But drivers have been saying that the tires tend to start falling off, but it's doable to run hards to the end of the race.
And are the fuel tanks big enough for that race distance?
This is... I'm sure some people have already figured this out. I think the only car that can't make full 40-minute distance is the Nissan. I don't think we have Nissans on track tonight. But all of the other cars can easily make the 40 minutes on fuel alone. The question is tires. You're not going to necessarily be able to do the consistent laps on hard tires unless you've prepared for that. I know I'm horrible at running a full stint to get a feel for what the tires feel like at the end.
Yes.
So I tend to stick to strategies that split the race down the middle so that I can endure a decent set of tires instead of end up making mistakes and spinning out.
All right.
Ryan's saying there are 2 Nissans, so that's Grobler and Walker.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Sus, look at the screen. Tell me what you see on the screen right now.
On the screen right now. Marco Grassa there. Yes, I apologize.
No. Let it go on.
Rob Walker.
There we go.
Just switched over a bit late.
It's a Nissan.
I'm going to just also say, well done to Odin Racing there. That plane with rivet-inspired livery is looking crisp tonight.
It is. It's very different.
So Rob Walker and Peter Grobler, I think, is running on the Nissans. They're going to be forced to pit for fuel. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a bit touch and go for them tonight. But I'm keen to see how the strategy plays out.
Good. At least somebody's giving it a go. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we're in 7-8 minutes in. Ross Bartle out in the lead by 1.7 seconds from Nick. Brett Crocump just under a second behind Nick in 3rd place. And Philip Minnar then still in 4th place and doing really well in the BMW. It's only 2.5 seconds back. Charles Wilkin coming under pressure, or he has just passed a bunch of cars, but Charles up into 5th already. He's gone past Peter Geldenhuis.
He's maybe going for my favorite strategy. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
I'm looking at
let the drivers up in front make the mistakes. He is going to keep his head clear and he's going to run a smooth race and see what he can do with that.
Alrighty. As well as Swiggers on the back of Rainier Leach. Two OC Breweries cars running very close to each other behind Peter Geldenhuys. Just behind Waldo Swiggers, we've got Wesley Ferrand. And behind him, James Leach running very wide again through there. So James struggling with the possible heavier car maybe.
He's on soft, so it's still very early in the stint. He might be asking a bit much of the tire, pushing slightly harder, trying to eke out more performance, and that might be forcing him into some mistakes here and there.
Interesting. Agreed with Dirk Brandt saying, how boring would it be if everyone went for the fastest car? I think we obviously need to just work out, they must have weaknesses, possibly, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how the season plays out. I do think there was a point made about only 3 drivers being promoted and demoted might mean we're not seeing a bunch of cars move forward in the field. But as Ryan also mentioned, people had a month to choose their car and choose wisely. I think ultimately a lot of people pick the car. The Volvo is the almost more predictable car to race with. That Nissan sounded like a bit of a beast to handle, and the BMW being a rear-wheel drive car, the handling was just a bit weird compared to the front-wheel drive cars. And I'm not disputing that that the Volvo is necessarily faster. It's just what people ended up being comfortable in. If it ended up being a question of saying, cool, we need to start a bidding war for cars, then we might have seen some interesting things happening. But I'm doing green sky thinking here, or blue sky thinking here, and just throwing some caution to the wind. Ultimately, people had a month to choose, and a lot ended up on the Volvo.
Got you. Well, let's see what transpires. It's still going to be a long season, as you know. We go from now until November.
December. There's races going up into December. Okay. So I'm still following the battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th. Bit of a train. Oh, and James Leach is also in that train there. Yeah. Don't know if you're following a closer battle. I do see Rob Walker passing Cornet Briet. Cornet having a bit of a rough race.
He is. I was watching him just now, and he's not happy. Oh, Waldo Swiggers. Peter Geldenhuys up the inside of Waldo Swiggers. So Peter goes back into 7th place. Oh, boys are rubbing around here. This is a great race going on for 7th place. Geldenhuys, Swiggers, Ferrand, and James Leach. All 4 of these guys are
so close. They're like 2 abreast right behind one another.
Yeah, and here comes James Leach to upset the apple cart. So he's giving Wesley Ferrand a hard time. Oh, they sound awesome. I've got to stop saying that. Sorry, guys. They do, though. As they're having a good race.
See further down the pack, Sean Bingham and Marco Grassa are switching around there. But this is definitely the closest race. Up in front, Nick is a second off of Ross Bartle, and Brett Krocomp is a second off of Nick. Philip not quite being able to hold on to the leading 4 there. But we're only 10 minutes into this race.
That's true.
I'm predicting a bit window of around 30 minutes, around the middle mark, so 20 minutes into the race. There's still a lot to happen. I mean, this 40-minute race is almost as long as our GP races, which is 45 minutes at a time.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I saw Philip Minnaar having a struggle getting that BMW turned in through Clark, so but he's also on the hard, so the tires are the same. It's just the rear-wheel drive of the BMW, but he has definitely dropped off the back here by 4.5 seconds. So these 3 are driving away right now.
Yeah, so Philip being one of our resident karting drivers.
Yes.
He did mention he preferred the BMW because its suspension felt a lot more stiffer, which made it feel a bit like a kart for him, and it just clicked a bit more naturally in his mind. So I'm quickly looking right now. Rob Walker in 16th position and Grobler in 11th. We still need to see how the pit stop is going to turn out. They're definitely doing their part to stay in Div1 tonight. They're working hard at that right now. This train 7th, 8th, and 9th with Swiggers, Gelderhuis, Leach, and Ferrand is reminding me a bit of the race this weekend where we had a train of cars just going about the whole time, struggling to overtake one another.
Yeah. This is good. On the YouTube, Inoxia, hey, how's it, man? Charmaine Marais, they're shouting for Wesley in top 10, which he should be. Hanging on to the back of this train. These four certainly having... Oh, who's leading? It's Swiggers. He was sideways through there. And Peter Gelderhuis...
It's lost him a bit of time. He's running slightly wide, but he just keeps hold of that lead.
There's a little bit of a
slight bump.
A little tap under braking there, but nothing too serious.
Gelderhuis having to defend two cars there. Oh no!
That was unlucky. There's a little bit of contact there between Ferrand and James Leach.
I think James just closed the door a bit too quickly there.
Okay.
He is going again. He's now down into 12th, so he's going to be focusing on getting that drive back.
Gee, I wonder, that was a big collision in the barrier, Sus. Don't you think you should take the medic's car out quickly and go?
He's still driving. I can't help him if he's still driving.
I'd just love to see the medic Audi pull out of the pits, you know.
I mean, maybe one day we can make some arrangement to have a proper safety car restart.
Yeah, and a pace car.
But that can be a bit difficult to organize with all of the drivers.
We've got to put everyone in the same room, commentary room.
Something like that might just evolve into chaos like some of our fun races have devolved.
We could do it like they do on the international leagues we race in, where they use the in-game chat. And they say, pace car now or whatever. All right, Peter Grobler, I beg your pardon, Peter Gelderhuis is right behind Waldo Swiggers here. These two having an awesome race. Gaps pulled out a little bit to Wesley, but Peter Grobler is arriving on the back end of Wesley now. I'm just looking at the lap times. Ross Bartle a 129.6, Nick Hodgson a 128. Nick is right here with Ross, and you claim there's no team orders in this team. So let's see when Nick gets there. Is Ross chilling, or is he having problems, or is he just bored?
I know both Nick and Ross to be very, very smooth drivers. So I think it's going to come down to who flinches first. And they're just able to absorb an immense amount of pressure for whatever reason. I just get into my own head and start making mistakes of my own volition.
Yeah, me too. I'm sorry, I'm with you 100%. And you want us to go and race in 9 hours?
Oh man, we'll see how things pan out.
Let's have some fun. I tried to drive the M6 around Spa on Sunday, and I just threw my own game away.
Gelderhuis really on the back of Swiggers there.
He is. We got him.
Just not quite getting there, taking slightly different lines, but not quite able to make it stick.
Right, Sus, we're almost halfway through this race. If these people are doing strategies, when do we expect them to happen?
So based on my understanding of the soft tire, and looking at how the race panned out with the soft drivers in the previous race, I'm expecting the soft tire. So that's James Leach and Rob Walker coming into pit around the 20-minute mark. They might extend their stint a bit. if they still feel comfortable on the tire, try and take less fuel. I'm not 100% sure what their strategy will be, but in my view, pit window is starting to open now. People might be considering pitting. I don't know how strong the undercut or the overcut is in this race. And it's going to come down to seeing who flinches first and what happens then.
Got you. Charles Wilkins still in 5th place. So he's made up 5 places. However, he is 8/10 off the back of Philip Minnaar in the BM.
Ooh,
so
he's going to be putting pressure down on Philip there very soon.
And we'll see if Philip can stand up to that pressure or not.
Pieter Geldenhuys and Waldo switching around there. Oh, just dipping that wheel wide, Pieter.
Wesley also come into play.
Slightly ambitious, but well done there. Making it stick, making it work. So
Philip coming through. Wesley coming through there semi-sideways, opposite lock.
I'm assuming Waldo made the overtake. Yes.
No, Peter was behind him.
Peter was behind them.
Yeah,
so they swapped places momentarily, and then Peter couldn't keep it on track completely, and he had to yield the position back there.
And with Wesley, Peter Krobler in the back almost ran wide. He managed to break enough, but he is coming up onto the back of Wesley as well. So
slowly but surely.
And behind him is James Leach driving back to these guys. So James Leach had the coming together earlier with Wesley. He is also coming back to this group.
James also one of the drivers on soft tires, so I'm expecting to see him pitting soon. I'm expecting maybe some people to run a medium tire for the first stint and then a soft tire for the second stint. I'm not 100% sure what to expect, but I'm anxious to see the pits happening now. I'm waiting for that moment.
I'll tell you what, Wesley Ferrand goes around most of these corners sideways at the back end of this track.
I mean, if he can make it work and not chew up his tires, then that's great for him.
Well, I don't know. He's quick, man. I mean, he's right there. Listen, we know Wes is a good driver, so it's all good. But it's impressive to watch.
I also heard someone say they'd prefer picking a specific car just because they can go sideways with it. I mean, if that's what you enjoy, it might not always be the fastest way, but if it puts a smile on your face, then I'm not going to contest how you drive a car. Pieter Grobler Pieter Grobler in the pits. So he is pitting now. He's just stopped.
And Peter Grobler came in from just behind Wesley, so James Leach, I beg you, so that's from 10th or 11th place. Peter Grobler came in. I'm staying with the Geldenhuys Swiggers for Rantas. They're going through Surtees Bend now and heading down the back straight to the back part of the track. And Geldenhuys again is all over the back of Waldo. He's very all over Waldo Swiggers.
Peter stopping for quite a while there. He's only rolling now. That was about a 20-second period where he was just standing.
Okay.
I did hear murmurs that refueling is taking a bit longer than just changing tires. So Rob Walker is dropping down. He's also going, although he's just pulled out of the pits and he's not. He's just yielding to the front runners. Okay, so he's going now.
Someone's and I'm in the pits. James Leach is in.
That's James Leach. Yes.
Right, here comes Wesley and Peter, and Wesley's going up the inside of Peter Geldenhuys. They're next to each other on the start-finish line. Peter
Wesley
managing to hold on,
back, but not quite working.
Yeah. Peter holding on to the inside line, but Wesley looking to try and get by here.
He's exploring those different lines, trying to force him into a mistake, and making sure that he's ready to capitalize.
I'll tell you, and this is allowing Waldo to actually get a bit of daylight between him and these two chasing Volvos.
I'm sure he's going to be doing that, and especially with James Leach also on the hunt, trying to get back and get into this fight.
Yes.
Okay, so just a quick recap. Peter Grobler and Rob Walker both down. They are down into 20th and 21st position.
And James Leach.
In front of them, Franco Erasmus and Craig Hunter, both on hard tires. I'm assuming they're maybe aiming to do do the full race on the hard tire. But it's I think it might become a bit of a touch and go moment for them, and it might allow the opportunity for Rob and Peter to strike. Although Peter is back into
Wesley
the pits.
Ferrant's in the pits, so he's just driven in now off the back of Peter Geldenhuys, and here comes a bunch. So James Leach is in, Wesley Ferrant, Philip Minnow in the BMW, Renier Leach, and Wimpy de Beer. So here we go.
The whole train is in the pits there.
Yeah. It's the best part of that's 25 minutes. So train of cars go over the start finish line.
Okay, so I'm not sure what happened to Peter Grobler. He had to go in for a second time. Maybe he didn't change tires. It's frustrating when that happens. He's got a lot of time that he has to make up now, and James Leach in front has already pitted. I'm not sure if Craig Hunter or Franco Erasmus goes to pit, if their pit is really going to gain him any positions.
Up at the sharp end of the stick, it's the Point Blank gang, 1, 2, and 3, and they're within 2 seconds, all 3 cars, as you see on the screen. Very effective, very powerful statement being made here by Point Blank. Charles Wilkin into 4th place now.
So Philip was in front of Charles. He had medium tires on, and my gut is telling me that the top 4, who's on hard tires, they're going to try and make this tire work for the entire race.
So you think they're going the whole 40 minutes?
I think they're going the whole 40 minutes. I don't know Nick and Ross to be the ones to make mistakes under pressure. They're going to be working hard at keeping their consistency up. If they don't lose too much time, if they don't make too many mistakes, they can stay ahead. They've got a decent buffer to Charles, the 3 Point Blank Racing cars there. So Charles is about 11 seconds off of Brett, and the closest driver behind him is Waldo Zwiger. So there's a relatively decent gap for them to make this work.
And
Charles
Antonucci
also being able to use that gap to his advantage. So Antonucci, you're saying, into the pits.
Yeah. So
and he comes out on softs. I think
he's just gone in. Oh, no, he's come out. So he's on softs.
He's come out.
So doing the last 15 minutes on softs, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I was thinking the dominant strategy would maybe be a longer stint on mediums with then a shorter stint on the softs.
Marco Grassa and Cornet Brie at 9th and 10th. BMWs are wailing around here, having a huge bit of fun. Gosh, that was
very, very wide there.
Wow, that was almost commentator's curse. Somebody on YouTube asked, Nico Smith was asking who is Marco Grassa. Well, this is him. He's supposed to be in a Gunston BMW, but he chose the wrong car, so he's driving someone else's car tonight. Behind him, is that Sean Bingham? It is. So Sean Bingham in the Volvo, and right behind him,
it's James Leach.
No, it's not. It's Peter Grobler, isn't it?
No. It's James Leach behind Sean Bingham.
Oh yes, no, but I mean the Sim Race Africa crew. Oh,
that's Wimpy de Beer.
It's Peter Krobler. He's just gone round here in 22nd. They've all just gone past him.
Oh, are they lapping him there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you now.
Okay. So Philip Minnaar, 7th place BMW at the moment. He is out of the top leading cars. He's the only one on mediums. The 6 cars ahead of him all on hards. And as you say, they're going to try and go all the way to the end with those tires.
Yes, so he's not the only one on mediums.
No. But I mean up at the front, I mean.
Well, Renier Leach right behind Philip is on softs. So I'm saying right behind. He's about 5 seconds down the line. I'll have to monitor what the leaders' lap times are, and I'll quickly update. Philip doing a 130. Renier Leach doing a 129.1. So Renier making the soft tires work for him there. Okay,
Yeah.
Nick is coming up to Clark's corner now. Or Clark curve. And he'll be doing a 1.
Yeah, over the start finish line now.
129.2. So he's not slow.
No.
Compared to Renier, he's doing about the same pace as Renier.
When did Nick and Ross change position?
I am not sure.
We missed this.
Had they not been running that procession for quite a few
No,
laps?
Ross was in the lead. Nick was slowly but surely catching up to him. Now
Oh,
Nick is leading.
Nick slowly and surely just made the overtake then. He is coming up to, I think that's Corne Breed. Who's he? Yeah, he's coming up to Corne Breed, who he'll be lapping, which is chasing down Antonucci, I think. Yes.
Okay, yes.
Jägermeister livery there.
Okay, Craig Hunter from 21st. I just saw him. He was in the pits. He's just come out now.
Okay, so Rob managing to work his way out of the bottom 3 there. He's going to fight hard to stay in Div 1 tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be important to see who the last 3 are, as you say, because from this round going forward, we're going to be looking at promotions and demotions again. Jason Holden-Jones ran the league a couple of years back, so as you said earlier, so the last 3 in Div 1 will drop down to Div 2, and the top 3 of Div 2 will bump up to Div 1. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right.
There might be some extra shuffles here and there based
Okay.
on the amount of drivers, amount of slots available on the track. So there are 1 or 2 tracks that don't support the 24 drivers we can currently. Keeping in mind that when we commentate, we take up 2 slots. So that's why we run races of 22 drivers.
I'm with you.
So it's just because you you finish outside of the bottom 3 doesn't mean that you're completely safe. It just means that you need to be aware of what's to come and how to handle everything.
Well, YouTube just lit up, everyone shouting for Rob Walker. Rob Walker is sitting here in 19th place, so he is in the safe zone at the moment with James Leach Senior, Craig Hunter and Peter Krobler further back, but that's due to pit stops.
We do have to keep in mind that we have to work through the incident reports as well, so there might be some driver shuffling around here and there.
100%.
But I haven't seen a lot of incidents tonight, 1 or 2. So I'm not expecting to see too much movement about the field if there are penalties. So given that fact, I do think that Rob can feel safe. He must just keep his head down. He's about 17 seconds ahead of James Leach Senior.
Yeah.
So if he can just keep calm, he should be safe. I do think the next race should be fine. We have a 22 slot grid, if I remember correctly.
Also, just a FYI to Ryan and yourselves, to get, I don't know why it isn't, the senior is missing on the back of Mr. Leach's surname, so it's very difficult to differentiate between him and...
I suspect when he registered on the SGP platform, he might not have included the senior.
Okay, let's try and get that fixed though.
If that's the case, I don't think we'll be able to fix that. That requires a whole bunch of extra work on the SGP platform. They try and keep people's identities intact and encourage people to sign up with their real names instead of some alias, because they're trying to establish basically an esports platform.
Oh, yeah, got you. Makes sense.
And in that case, they want people to compete under their real names. None of this silly business of weird handles that you struggle to pronounce if you don't know exactly how.
Cornebriet having a problem there. It was in fact full position, so Antonucci's just gone past Cornebriet, and that's 16th and 17th place. So Cornebriet also dropping down the order now.
Cornet on the medium, so yeah, he's just not quite having the race that he needs to have right now.
Warren Oates doing exceptionally well. He's in 15th place. We had a little moment there actually, and in the Cooper Straight.
That's not a moment. That's him letting someone by.
Oh, these are the leaders. Here comes the here comes the charging Hodgson, Bartle, and Crocombe train. So Warren Oates doing really well to keep out of the way of the leaders. He should be lifting a little bit there, which he does, and that lets Ross Bartle come through. So we're going to go to Nick Hodgson leading, and he is now arriving on the back end of James Leach Sr., I believe. So he's now got to get through this traffic as quickly as he can. But Nick clearly driving away from Ross, so I don't know what's actually going on here. Maybe there's fatigue setting in, or it's just odd to see Ross like falling off the front end of this.
It might have been that Ross wasn't quite nursing his tires in the same way that Nick might have been, which has allowed Nick to now open up into the closing stages of the race.
That's a fair comment.
Oh, there's quite a battle. So that's Sean Hards and Wimpy de Beer in front of Nick there.
Yeah. And that was full position, by the way.
Yes.
So Wimpy going past.
Going to have to think about how if he lets Nick by, he needs to be careful to not also let Sean by. Does pull off the racing line there. Hopefully he can get the power down. I do also see Sean Hards pulling off the racing line there so that Bartle can go past.
So, seeing on the YouTube, Ryan has said he has requested a ticket for the name update, so I believe it is going to get done. So, no problem. We should hopefully get that resolved as we move forward.
So, Pieter Geldenhuys and Waldo Swiggers are still having their battle. It's now 35 minutes into this race.
Wesley Ferrand going past Marco Grassa, and this was for position. Marco Grassa almost getting forced into the pits there. He had such a heavy tank slapper. If you watch on the live stream, you'll see it happening. I'll switch to it as it happens, and it should be coming up shortly. There.
Sure,
yeah.
That was close. That was close.
So Wesley back up into 10th place, and Charmaine Marais shouting for the man on the YouTube channel. She believes Wesley. Pieter Geldenhuys. Wow. Look at these.
They've been running nose to tail this entire race.
Waldo Swiggers and Pieter Geldenhuys. Yeah, they have. These guys have they've been locked together since the start. So just under 3 minutes 20 seconds left of the 40-minute race. Very interesting. Cars looked amazing. Everybody pretty much dealt with the handling component and the tires, so it's now just
And I'm impressed by the top four. They're running this entire race on the hard tires, making it work for them.
Yeah.
Although I might be willing to say I think Waldo and Peter also made it work for them. They've got hard tires on right now, so I'm assuming they've been running it from the beginning of the race, and that's what's allowed them to catch up to Philip and get the overtake.
Corné Brett up into 14th place. He's just passed Sean Hards. So Corné driving back in the BMW after a couple of moments and incidents earlier on. And as I say that, he runs very wide through Hellwoods Hill.
He's going to have a hard time defending there against Sean Hards. Almost looking up the inside there.
Oh, and he's turned it round.
Can he get it going again?
Yeah, he was on the big rumble strips on the inside on the apex there, and that turned the BM round. So he's all that work has gone out the window.
A little over ambitious there. Okay, a minute 42 seconds. Nick is coming up to Westfield Bend. I'm not sure. Okay, I know he's going to start the last lap when he crosses the line now.
Bingham and Grasser. Sean Bingham's just gone past Marco Grasser, so that's for position. 11th and 12th. And Oates and Hards. Oh, Sean Hards is having a moment somewhere. Wow. 3 cars going past here. Oates, Sean Hards, Antonucci all changing position. So Valerio going backwards. Sean Hards going around the outside of him, and
not.
I don't know if that was a retake or.
I think it was a retake from Antonucci.
Okay.
Ooh, he has a bit of a moment there under braking, but he does keep it together. Just saw a slight hint of a tank slapper.
Yep. It was a big send up the inside. It was a huge send into Druids. Sean Hodge running very wide.
Chat going absolutely crazy over Rob. He is running half a second off of Franco Erasmus in 18th position.
Oh, there's 2 BMs. Oh, no, it's not. That's Corné Brett. And Corné Brett's just... Oh, he's dropping.
He's dropping back.
He's now with Rob Walker.
Can Rob get past him? Oh, it's going to be a tough one.
Right, thumbs up. Let's go and find the leader. It's Nick Hodgson, and here he comes. Into Sterling's. Clearways, and then onto the start-finish line, and Nick will have done this.
He's had a very good race there. I see Ross has now managed to fall back by about 5 seconds with Brett 3 seconds behind him. Definitely sure these Oaks must be knackered after this race.
Well done, Nick. Flashing.
Looks like it was a tough one, so well done to Nick, yeah.
So 1, 2, and 3 for Point Blank. That is a dominating start to the season.
Don't discredit Charles Wilkin. He's showing that his experience is definitely putting him up there.
Yeah, from 10th to 4th, so I didn't do too badly with that decision.
Definitely. My horse fell back a bit there, it seems. Or no, he started in 6th. Corné was up ahead of him. Okay.
Well, the Swigger's coming over in 5th. Peter Geldenhuis now 6th, and drivers are disconnecting already. So I think you can go and get Nick along as everyone finishes.
It's Nick and Ross that we'll be interviewing tonight. None of them ready just yet.
That's fine. We're just watching Wesley Ferrant as he hammers that Volvo over the curbing and comes through clearways.
Ross Bartle is ready and Nick as well. I'll pull them in quickly. Hello, gentlemen.
Evening, gents. How are things going?
Cool, calm, and collected by the Nick himself. How are you? Good drive there, sir.
Thank you. I took advantage of Ross heavily when there was a little back market incident, but considering my first race is a disaster, I won't say no.
Okay, we actually wondered what happened there, so we missed it. What did happen?
Coming out of that last corner, back market decided he needed to pit while I was up the inside, so so I think he went in the pit backwards.
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh, no.
I'm not too sure, but yeah. So that was the reason.
Yeah, it was a little unfortunate, but we'll take a point blank 1, 2, 3 in the feature race
It
for
was
sure.
Dominating start, boys. Seriously. And on the stream, go and enjoy it. It looks spectacular. The cars look mind-blowing. I've made a whole lot of noise about how good they look and how awesome they sound, but the three of you just upped and galloped away into the sunset. It was a fantastic start to your campaign.
Yeah, thanks. And the feature race definitely went exceptionally well according to plan. I must say the Leeches and Charles Wilkin in the sprint race,
Yes.
they gave us a proper fright.
They did.
Running on softs, we had not even considered that. We thought that was just you're asking for trouble running on softs, so we went mediums, and we thought these guys are definitely going to pit, no question. And then they never pitted, and they didn't pit, and we were like, oh my goodness.
You introduced a lot of your own pain there on the first corner, Nick.
Yeah, I did. I short shifted, and it just went very badly for me. So
Volvo bogged down.
yeah, big time. Ross got it absolutely hooked up though.
Yeah.
Dominated race one.
I mean, I've got to ask Ross, because I didn't understand what was happening in the second heat, but you know, you guys are pretty close halfway through the race, 3/4 of the way. Then we came back to you, and Nick was ahead, and you just slowly petered off. Was there an issue, or were you just tired, or what was the problem? Or were you just happy with second?
I think, to be honest with you, I haven't enjoyed the hards on this car at all.
Okay.
I kind of thought Nick would be a bit quicker come the end of the race, which proved true.
Yeah.
Obviously a little bit frustrated from the incident too, which doesn't help. So
Yeah.
end up chewing the fronts up when I should be looking after them, which didn't happen. So yeah.
So that begs the question: do you think you would have been faster if you went for the pit strategy there?
No.
Okay.
So yeah. So yeah, I think it was a perfect strategy.
Okay.
Yeah, we calculated it, and there were a few seconds in it. It wasn't by much, but we reckoned that the no pit was very slightly quicker, and obviously then we didn't get put back into traffic by pitting, which was actually the deciding factor on that one for this track. Maybe different at other tracks, who knows? We're gonna have to run simulations pretty hectically here.
Well,
it's not cut and dry, and yeah, as Ross said, I think maybe it's my setup or something, but my tires last longer than Brett's. Certainly, Brett was really struggling on his tires at the end. I still had life left in mine.
Well, that leads me nicely into the next question. Was this track what suited the Volvos, or are we going to see some differentiation at some of the other tracks?
That is a good question, and I must be honest. I've only really tested the cars here, Donington, and a little bit at Changi.
Okay.
I don't really know that track well enough. I've gone around the Argentinian one as well, just for fun, and I don't know those two tracks well enough to say. But I think the cars will be close again at Donington. That's what they were for me when I was testing. A few tenths in it and sort of hot lap qualifying pace.
Cool.
And yeah, I mean, if the Nissan's going to dominate, it'll be Donington with those hairpin turns. The diff in that Nissan is like the most incredible thing ever. I don't know, the mechanics or the engineers who made that broke physics, because you get torque steer that helps you, which I've never experienced before, which is insane. So
they do have to work around the pit stop limitations. We saw Rob Walker and Peter Grobler having to work really hard after their pit stops to get back into the race. Peter unfortunately fell back to the rear. He had to stop again, but Rob only he got into 19th position. Or 17th.
Yeah.
So he just made it out of the relegation zone. But the Nissans are clearly going to be working hard this season with their pit stops.
Yeah, I mean, with the rule change happening that you have the promotion demotions, it looks like the pit stops are going to introduce the demotion aspect to the race.
But we might be completely wrong. It might be that certain tracks just chew up those tires and you can't make the no pit stop strat work, and then the Nissan with its overpowered hairpin turning shines. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, gents, it was a dominating start to the season. Congrats to both of you and to your team. Nick, good showing. Ross, solid boy. And thanks for coming in and having a chat with us as usual, gents.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, no worries.
Thanks, guys.
No worries. Thanks, guys. This was awesome.
Awesome. Have a good evening, and we'll chat again soon, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks, chaps. Cheers.
Awesome, Ross. Sus, sorry. Thanks, Ross. So there we go. First round done and dusted. It was spectacular to watch.
I'm excited to see the rest of the season unfold. I'm excited to get the season going, and I'm gonna quickly jump on. Say it again. If you're into this and you want to join us, head on over to simracesa.co.za. Get your sign up submitted. We, as the admin team, will contact you hopefully soon, and you can get the ball rolling with your donation and maybe join us with the next batch of races.
Definitely. And
Div 2 and 3 on Wednesday. I think it's going to be an interesting shakeout, seeing what's going to happen across the field.
Yeah, I agreed. Like we had in the previous series, there was very good close racing in the Div 2 arena. We'll see if that's what's going to happen there. But we'll chat about that on Discord and take it from there going forward.
Definitely.
Good, my man. I'm going to say thanks for joining me. I hope your experiment went okay, and we'll take it from here and see what happens.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
Cheers, and have a good evening.